concerned, workmanlike being, and that other self, wild, careless, unheeding. It was the Marchioness of Crewe who spotted that his greatest writing talent lay as a biographer. He established his name as such with 2 volumes on Richard Monckton Milnes, and it was Lady Crewe's stepdaughter, Lady Cynthia Colville, a long-serving lady-in-waiting to Queen Mary, who suggested he would be the perfect man for this particular task. The news was greeted with enthusiasm by fellow historians such as Sir John Wheeler Bennet and Sir Harold Nicholson, but not everyone was so easily convinced. George VI, peppery former private secretary, Sir Alan Lascelles, better known as Tommy, by then in retirement at Kensington Palace, had never met Pope-Hennessy. He telephoned Morse to ask him why and by whom this unknown young man, who had probably never clapped eyes on Queen Mary, had been entrusted with writing her biography. As it happens, Pope-Hennessy had once met Queen Mary when she came to tea with Lady Crewe at her home, West Horsley Place in Surrey, famous now for Bamber Gascoigne's Grange Park Opera, in the summer of 1949. He wrote to his brother, "I was absolutely delighted by her and immensely impressed. She is much larger than I expected and looks miraculously new and clean. Huge expanses of laundered chintz dress, a white lawn choke around the neck with a colossal diamond suspended from it, a snow-white parasol and snow-white gloves, a little toque of pale magenta and pale blue violets, the whole incredibly appetizing and agreeable." James sat next to her at tea and thought he had made a good impression. Lady Crewe rang Marlborough House later, and the message was that he and the other guest, Lady Victor Paget, had been enchanting. This story has a curious postscript. When he was at work on the biography, he looked himself up in Queen Mary's meticulously kept diary to see what she had said about him. He found Lady Victor mentioned by name, but he himself was described as nothing more than "and?". In his journey to discover Queen Mary, James Pope-Hennessy found himself lunching with the Queen, the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, Tommy Lascelles, and others at Buckingham Palace on the 5th of December, 1956, and subsequently the Duchess of Gloucester asked him to stay at Barnwell. He established good relations with the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, and had he lived, would almost certainly have written an excellent, understanding, and sympathetic biography of the Duke, judging that he was not a great man, but he was an astonishingly human one, despite his position, his rigorous upbringing, his parents' lack of understanding, and the vast responsibilities which from youth on loomed over him. He was greatly assisted by the Princess Royal and by Queen Mary's sister-in-law, Princess Alice, Countess of Athlone. He was quite nervous about the book, fearing that it would be censored by the court. He told his brother how he was getting on. "I have begun today on the Duke of Clarence, irresistible and highly tricky. I think I can get away with murder if everything is presented as making Granny grander and stronger and more utterly marvellous, coming up fighting after each fresh trial, don't you see?" He continued, "The drama of the Duke of Clarence passing, of course, can't be repeated twice in a lifetime. Today I have killed off Princess Mary Adelaide, alas, also removed the Duke of Teck from the board, a tiny bit previous, but as he went mad so soon after her death, we needn't think about him again. His daughter didn't. I have now got the Strelitz scandal, which I dare say won't pass muster at the censorship, but my idea is to write it all as it was, so as to deposit one copy at the British Museum, or somewhere, telling the truth." He pursued the Strelitz scandal. "Am at work currently on Chapter 4, in which Aunt Augusta's eldest Strelitz granddaughter, aged 19, is raped by one of the Palais footmen, and gives birth to a bastard. The Duchess of York in her heroic way coping with all. Rather newsy, in fact. Isn't Granny turning out fine, surmounting all her difficulties and more admirable page by page? Such is my aim and intention." As it happened, he need not have worried at all. Tommy Lascelles steered the book through the censorship stage, and it was published as written, scarcely a word altered. Lascelles also flagged up what readers might expect in the style of this royal biography. His earlier works justify the anticipation that this one has been written with artistry and delicacy of taste that characterized them. One may also expect so original a writer to have approached his present task in an original manner. If his immediate predecessors in the art of royal...
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.